A local organization is working to remind residents to put on that sunscreen. It's time to get that beach parking permit. Plus, we have an update about the work being done in Barnstable Harbor. These stories and more on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Friday, May 1st, 2015. I'm Sarah Mannel. While many of us think of May as the beginning of spring temperatures and blooming trees, many in the medical community are thinking about something else entirely. This month is Melanoma Month, a month dedicated to warning residents about the risks of sun exposure. That message is clearly echoed by the local Glenna Cole Fund for Hope. Director of Leisure Services Patty Machado says Glenna worked as a town lifeguard for years.
And as a young person, I guess even prior to coming to the work for the town, she had had some sort of bump on her leg. And I'm not sure what the whole situation was, other than as she got older, at the age of 25, she was still lifeguarding and supervising at that point for the town. She found that she had a small cancer cell in her leg, and you know, it was well, they attribute it to her being in sunbeds too early. A lot of the kids these days go to sun tanning booths under 18 years of age, and you know, there's a lot of scientific stuff that's come out about that, and so we try and tell our staff, please stay away from them. You get enough sun. And of course, she lifeguarded on top of that. So she was really, she loved a tan, as they say, but the tan that she loved actually, you know, took her life in the end. She's a wonderful, wonderful staff person in everything that she did for us. She was great with kids. She's just a great person in general. And her loss is a deep one for the town, but her parents memorialized her by starting the Glenna Cole for Hope. And the town of Barnstable has been extremely fortunate in that memorial. We have received a lot of support for our lifeguards to begin with putting the awnings on every single beach. Those aren't cheap. Those are extremely expensive awnings, and all of our beaches have them so that our staff isn't sitting out in the sun baking. And you know, they're trying to protect the future guards like their daughter was. And then all of our beaches have sunscreen. I mean, they're trying to, I just saw in the newspaper today, they're trying to put sunscreen in every park in Boston. Well, we already have that here in town of Barnstable. And how lucky we are, because the Glenna Cole Fund takes care of that as well.
And one of the ways the Glenna Cole Fund for Hope raises money for those lifeguard chair awnings and the sunscreen that is provided at all of our local beaches is the annual Piggy Trot. This year, the 5K race will be held Sunday, May 17th at Dowses Beach. Registration begins at 9. To learn more, you can visit glennasfund.org. Well, it's time to get your new beach parking permit. Volunteers will begin selling beach permits Monday at the Hyannis Youth and Community Center. Residents can purchase tickets for $35 Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Sundays and holidays from 9 a.m. to noon. Make sure to have your vehicle registration, and of course, if you lease a vehicle, you will need your lease agreement when you go. Mother's Day is just around the corner, and the town's Recreation Division wants to make sure you don't forget Mom this year. This year, the Hyannis Youth and Community Center will host a Mother's Day tea.
On Saturday the 9th from 12 to 2 here in the Shepley Room, we are going to do a Mother's Day tea. And it's for kids, youth, to have the opportunity to bring their moms out for a nice afternoon of tea and light refreshments, and kind of do something special for their mom. And in years past, we've done dances, we've done different activities here, but this year George Noonan wanted to put together a tea, create sort of like an English garden in the Shepley Room. So first time Mother's Day tea for us here in the building, and we're really looking forward to it. And as you said, a great chance for us to do something special for Mom. So we're always looking for ways to show our moms and our wives how much we love and appreciate them, and this is definitely going to be another way for us to do that.
Again, the Mother's Day tea will be held at the Hyannis Youth and Community Center Saturday, May 9th from noon to 2. The cost is just $20 per family. There is no need to pre-register. Drop-ins are welcome. Work is underway in Barnstable Harbor. To find out more, Barnstable This Morning host Sarah Colvin talked with Marina Manager Eric Schufeld. We share a portion of that interview with you now.
So Eric, I wanted to talk a little bit about Barnstable Harbor. Of course, a lot of work has been going on there, and I understand there's been a little bit of a delay in the pilings replacement. So I just wanted to talk about the schedule moving forward and any potential impacts that might have on boaters for this May.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, we have a little bit of a delay going, but we are on course, and looks like with the schedule that we received just yesterday, actually from the new contractor that we've hired, looks like they're going to be in the area today. We're moving some of the piles that we purchased from Blish Point over to the main bulkhead area. And then looks like they're going to be working beginning of next week, getting their barge in here sometime beginning to midweek and loading those piles onto the barge and then starting work. Their schedule runs through, looks like what I'm reading here, finishing up their piling work around the 19th of the month and then cleaning up, getting the rest of our old piles off and punch list and be done by Memorial Day.
Great. So, we were hoping that would be done for the marinas to open on May 1st, but again, looking like that Memorial Day opening. So tell me a little bit about how you're working to kind of notify the slip holders and perhaps who this might impact. I mean, I think the good thing is the weather hasn't been that fantastic, so, certainly a slow start to the season anyways.
Yes, yeah. Well, we did send a letter to our slip holders at Barnstable Harbor explaining the situation with the piles if they weren't aware. And I know most of the folks over there are very interested in what's going on in the harbor and are down watching and looking anyway. But just to let them know what's going on. And so it was a letter just letting them know that things are being pushed off a bit just because of the damage that we had this winter that we spoke about a number of weeks ago with on the show. And that we were working towards getting everything back in the water and having the marina back up and running. So the letter just explained that, and then also it went on to explain a little bit more about the bulkhead work that we had been doing during this late winter, early spring, and that has been complete. The contractor finished that up. I think it was the end of last week. Everything looks fantastic. They did a great job and in a timely manner. So. We did get our floats in this past, I guess not this past week, but at the end of last week to be able to start working with the piles because we have to use the float plan to line up the piles when we put those in. So we are ready for the contractor to come in, and we've had a number of discussions. So things are on track.
Great. Can we, not to put you on the spot, but can we talk about some of the other marinas as well and how they're on track for opening and when the other marinas here in town are going to be opening?
The other marinas are open at this point. Today, May 1st, we have staff at Bismore Park starting, Bismore and Gateway, and Prince Cove is open. We have slips are available. Everything's up and running there. So we're in good shape.
Excellent.
At that point.
We love to hear that, and all the signage and the buoys and all of that are all out in the channels.
Most of them are. We're still working on some. Most of the channel markers themselves, we have regulatory buoys that are still we're working on. But I would say probably 90% of the channel markers are in, especially in the areas that are heavily used.
Well, be sure to tune in to our hour-long news program, Barnstable This Morning, weekdays at 7 a.m. On Monday's show, we will chat with Town Manager Tom Lynch. We'll talk with Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Mary Schkowski. Plus, we'll have all the news and information you need. For Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Mantle.